You're in a relationship, but something feels off. Your gut is telling you that something isn't quite right. She becomes reserved when you ask about her past or mention other men's names casually in conversation. If you're searching for a trustworthy relationship, you might be walking into a trap, but I'm here to help you avoid that. If you're curious about whether she's had multiple partners, there are signs you can look for. These 10 indicators will give you clues about her past. Remember, this isn't about judging. It's about finding a partner who won't play with your emotions and is committed to a long-term relationship. Stick around until the end to determine whether this is a relationship worth pursuing or if it's better to cut ties early. Number 1, she's very comfortable with physical intimacy. Your first intimate moment with her wasn't what you expected. Instead of being amazing, it left you feeling concern. Yes, you anticipated it would be great, but it turned out to be unexpectedly intense. If she seems unusually at ease or confident with physical intimacy, it could hint at her having had several previous experiences. Let me clarify, if she's the one taking the lead like a pro, it could be a sign of experience. She doesn't shy away from hugs and kisses and is open to more advanced or even unusual moves, readily accepting everything you suggest. If your instinct tells you she has a lot of experience, don't dismiss it. Still, don't jump to conclusions. She may simply be naturally expressive and skilled in bed. Keep an eye out for other signs to make sure she's truly the right partner for you. Number 2, she avoids emotional closeness. Even the strongest man can feel emotionally vulnerable at times and seek support from his partner. Emotional connection and spiritual support are vital in relationships, helping couples weather difficult moments. But what if she doesn't respond to your need for emotional closeness? Women with multiple sexual partners often avoid emotional intimacy. How can you tell if she's doing this? If you try to have a meaningful conversation and she deflects, prefers small talk, or steers clear of discussing emotions, she might be distancing herself emotionally. If your attempts to connect feel futile, it may be time to stop trying. That said, she could also be naturally reserved or have been hurt emotionally in the past, so it's worth considering whether she needs more time before you make any decision. Number 3, she shares vague or inconsistent stories. One key sign that she may have had multiple partners is if her stories don't add up. After months together, if you're still unclear about her past because what she shares is often vague or inconsistent, this could be a red flag. For instance, she might tell you one story one day and a different version the next. These inconsistencies might include mentioning more than one guy, talking about a long-term ex, only to later claim she's never been in a serious relationship, or referencing hobbies with a past partner that don't match her current interests. Keep in mind, some people prefer to leave their past behind and focus on the present. However, if these vague details make you feel uneasy or doubtful, it's worth addressing gently. What can you do? Have an open conversation and ask her to clarify her past. If she's genuinely committed, her response will be more revealing than her words. If she opens up with honesty and warmth, filling in the gaps, that's a positive sign. But if the inconsistencies persist, it might be an indication to move on before she plays with your emotions. Remember, don't rush such decisions. Relationships require time and clear communication. Give her the chance to build trust and see if her story becomes clearer over time or more obscure. Number 4, she often changes plans at the last minute. Have you noticed her canceling plans at the last moment more frequently? These sudden changes can feel as unpredictable as the stock market. It's understandable if plans are cancelled for valid reasons occasionally, but if it happens repeatedly, something might be off. Another clue is the vague excuses she gives for these cancellations. She might mention a last-minute meeting, though such meetings aren't common, or refer to a friend visiting without giving clear details. This suggests she might be prioritizing something else over your relationship, and that's a warning sign. Of course, life can get busy. Maybe she has a demanding job with unexpected commitments, or a friend who needs support. However, if this behavior becomes a pattern and you start to feel unimportant or excluded, it's time for another conversation. Communicate calmly, ask why plans keep changing, and make it clear that this isn't acceptable to you. Work together to find a solution. Number 5. She frequently compares you to her ex-partners. A woman entering her first relationship won't have anyone to compare you to. But if she's had multiple partners, those comparisons might come up, whether intentional or not. How can you tell if she's comparing you to her exes? She might comment that the steak you made is better than what she used to have with her ex, or mention that an ex loved a certain activity you haven't suggested. During an argument, she might point out your flaws in comparison to a previous boyfriend. These comparisons, subtle as they may be, can make you feel insecure. It's crucial to remember that these comparisons are not your fault. Someone with multiple past partners might naturally end up comparing them at some point. Let her know that you won't tolerate being compared to others. If she keeps doing it, it's best to end the relationship and make it clear that you're not just another guy in her life. Number 6. She's very secretive with her phone. When you're together, her phone suddenly becomes her most guarded possession. She keeps it face down, quickly switches screens, or acts secretive when answering calls around you. This behavior can raise suspicion and leave you wondering what she might be hiding. She could be staying in touch with ex-boyfriends, or simply doesn't want you to access her messages or images from her past. If you ask to see her phone, she might react dramatically, accusing you of not trusting her. This can make you feel like you're walking on eggshells, unsure whether you can bring up the topic again. However, before jumping to conclusions, remember there could be reasonable explanations. Everyone is entitled to some privacy, and some people are simply protective of their personal space. Maybe she has work-related messages or values her alone time for browsing. That said, in a healthy relationship, couples should eventually reach a point where they don't feel the need to hide their phones from each other. Give it some time to see if her behavior changes, and if not, you'll be justified in ending the relationship once you have clarity about her phone activities. Number 7. She is highly conscious of her physical appearance. Along with being secretive about her phone, she may be overly focused on her own appearance, and even yours. She might spend a lot of time grooming, frequently checking her reflection, or constantly commenting on the looks of others while taking pride in her own. While it's normal to care about appearance, being overly conscious could hint at past experiences with other attractive men, leading her to believe that appearance is somehow linked to her sexual history. If she's more concerned with how she looks or how others look, rather than focusing on deeper matters, this could signal that she's more invested in superficial qualities than emotional depth. In some cases, she might even compare herself to an ex or a random person she sees on her phone. If she spends more time comparing appearances than having meaningful conversations with you, it's reasonable to ask why. After discussing this with her, if she continues with these shallow comparisons, make it clear that it affects your confidence, and if nothing changes, it might be better to part ways before the relationship becomes too damaging. Just keep in mind that some people are naturally more image conscious. So if her past is clear and there are no other red flags, it might simply be part of her personality that she needs to embrace. Number 8, she avoids discussing sexual health. Conversations about sex can be uncomfortable, but they are crucial, especially when it comes to sexual health. It's important for couples to talk about these topics to ensure safe sexual practices and foster open communication about desires and needs. So, what does it mean if she consistently avoids the subject of sexual health? This avoidance might indicate that she's hiding something, and it leaves you questioning what that could be. If she's had multiple partners, she might be more susceptible to sexually transmitted infections, which could explain why she's reluctant to discuss this topic, especially if there's a risk of transmission to you. She may also fear judgment about her sexual history or contraceptive choices. Regardless, sexual health is a must-have conversation for both partners' well-being, and avoiding it can be a sign that she's concealing important aspects of her past. Take a straightforward approach and explain that discussing sexual health is non-negotiable for the relationship to continue. If she's nervous but willing to answer your questions, that's a good sign. However, if she becomes defensive or evasive, it might be a red flag, making your decision to leave the relationship clearer. Number 9, she avoids introducing you to her friends. Meeting your partner's friends is a significant milestone, as it allows you to connect with the people who are important in her life and gives you insight into her social circle. But what if she seems reluctant or actively avoids the idea of introducing you to them? She may keep making excuses or divert the conversation whenever you bring it up. This could be a strong indicator that she's hiding something from you. In a genuine relationship, a woman would naturally want you to meet her friends. It's only when there's a risk of something more significant being uncovered that she might try to avoid it. She could be worried that her friends might reveal details about her past, or that she had a previous romantic connection with one of them, which she hasn't mentioned to you. So, when you ask about meeting her friends, she either changes the subject or brushes it off playfully, leaving you feeling puzzled or even unimportant. Regardless of her reasons, avoiding this topic is a red flag. It might be worth reaching out to her friends directly to understand more about who she really is, or you could have an honest conversation with her, making it clear that this issue could determine whether the relationship moves forward or ends. Number 10, her priorities shift, leaving you out. In any relationship, our partner naturally becomes a major part of our lives. They become a priority. This is just how human psychology works. So, if she starts making you feel excluded or consistently places you at the bottom of her priority list, it may indicate that other people or things are drawing her attention. While it might seem like she has legitimate reasons for these shifts in priorities, that isn't always the case. For instance, she may begin spending all her free time with new friends, neglecting the plans you've made together, or focusing on hobbies that leave you feeling left out. These changes can give you clues as to whether her priorities are truly shifting, or if you're just not a priority to her at the moment. If you notice this, along with other signs, it may be an indication that she's had multiple past partners. Remember, this isn't about judging her. It's about recognizing if you can accept this part of her past. If it feels too much to handle, it's time to move on. That said, don't jump to conclusions based on a few signs. There could always be other explanations. Give the relationship some time. Get to know her better, and decide if she's the right partner for you. However, never settle for less than what you deserve. If you're seeking a long-term relationship with a deeper connection, don't waste time on someone who isn't fully committed. Remember, you bring great value to any relationship. In summary, feeling like something is off in a relationship can be unsettling. This guide outlines several signs that could indicate whether your partner has had multiple sexual partners, helping you clarify any doubts and make informed decisions about the future of your relationship. These signs, taken together, paint a clearer picture of her behavior and its potential impact. First, notice if she's unusually comfortable with physical intimacy from the start. This could signal past experience. Also, observe if she avoids emotional closeness, or if her stories about her past are vague or inconsistent, as this may suggest she's withholding key parts of her life. Frequent last-minute plan changes, accompanied by vague excuses, may indicate that you're not a priority. Comparisons to ex-partners can be damaging to your self-esteem and suggest she's not fully over past relationships. Additionally, if she's secretive about her phone, it could mean she's hiding something. An excessive focus on her appearance or yours can signal a superficial outlook shaped by past relationships. A lack of interest in discussing sexual health could suggest she's hiding important details about her history. Moreover, if she avoids introducing you to her friends, this could mean there's something from her past she doesn't want you to know. Lastly, if her priorities shift and you find yourself excluded, it's a sign that others may still be taking up her attention. Ultimately, all these signs should be evaluated carefully without jumping to conclusions. Relationships are complex and require open, honest communication. If you notice many of these signs, it's important to have honest conversations to better understand her past and intentions. Above all, make sure you don't settle for less than you deserve. You deserve a partner who values and respects you and is fully committed to building a serious relationship. Always remember, you are a person of great worth, and you deserve someone who recognizes that. I hope this message has been helpful. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. Your commitment to finding a healthy, genuine relationship is admirable. If you found this content useful, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more valuable insights. Leave a comment with the phrase "I deserve the best" to show that you're dedicated to building genuine and lasting relationships. Thanks for your attention, and we'll see you in the next video.